Set OBS.
Fine, reset, reconnect successful.
Aha, and it's green.
Should be.
Are we back?
Go.
It says it's bright green.
Stream starting now.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Well,
nailed it. Well,
there we go.
IT issues.
Worked like a charm.
Well, this is an impromptu setup for the studio, so it won't normally be like this. We'll have a permanent setup, but as you can see, we're in a different position.
Yes.
We had to move to a different position so that we could fit Javert in, who is now here.
He's here.
What? He's here with us.
Madness. So,
how's it going, Javert? How are you finding the UK?
It's really fantastic. There has been a heat wave like last time, and it's just been so hot.
He brings the sun with him.
Yep.
But yeah, Javert's just got his own place. He's gonna have a great big party this weekend, buying a furniture party.
You're all invited.
Yeah, everybody come. And Xbox is then on the agenda, I hear.
Yes, once I get the Wi-Fi, then I can get the Xbox, and then I can get back to living.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, I moved in yesterday.
Awesome, awesome.
And this is my first live stream.
Well, welcome to the live stream. Nothing ever goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're touch wood.
It's fine.
If this is actually wood. We now have a table. This is not exactly how we'll be arranged in the future because it's wonky, but there will be something like this. But you'll be seeing less of me and more of Javert, so that's a good thing for everybody.
That's one of my first tasks, is to figure out the studio space here. So we've got like
get
two
rid of
lights.
me. I thought you were saying. Just get rid of me.
Get rid of the CEO. No.
Okay.
Figure out the cameras, figure out what looks best, figure out how we can point at the green screen but swing around to a live setup.
We have a green screen over there.
Yes, you can't see.
Yeah.
But
spoilers.
Just figure everything out, make it as optimized as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. So
yeah.
Questions are coming in, I hope.
Yeah. Chuck us all your questions, guys. One guy says, "Are you guys coming back? I'm at work and don't want to get caught."
Yes.
So that's some dedication. Good job.
Work?
Probably not what you should be doing at work.
No,
we appreciate that viewership.
Yeah, so we are back.
Good.
We're going to try and stay a little bit strict to finishing in the next 50 minutes or so. We're not going to keep you here for a full length feature as we normally do. But yeah. I'm going to start. If no one else has asked any questions yet,
no.
Javert,
will you do merch? That's a comment.
Oh yeah,
merch.
That's what you do.
You've kind of made that happen now.
Yeah,
though,
this guy.
Like Javert has his own exclusive line of merch. He's come over to the UK with it, and he's been peddling it to the team here.
Yeah.
So we all now have merch.
Yeah.
I gave them little pins that they can put onto any shirt.
Yeah.
They are
awesome.
They are awesome. Yeah. So you never know. If we had enough people that wanted merch, then merch would happen.
Do you want merch? That's the real question. How many people would like to see some merch?
We have 1,000 expressions of interest. We'll get some stuff made.
Yeah. Oh, we should do like a little poll thing. Or we could do a YouTube poll. Who wants to see?
Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
Not a poll. Yeah. Here's a good one. Any updates on Action Pro?
Oh,
one of the Action users.
Yes. Well, Action Pro will be having an update before too long. There's actually some stuff that's already been done, but it hasn't been put out there. Mainly because HitFilm has taken over all the time. But yes, there are several updates to Action Pro that will be out this year. They'll probably randomly come all very close together within like 2 months of each other. But yes, there will be some updates, and it will be before that year term is out. So yeah, there should be some cool stuff coming up. Nice. Some of it will be to do with using other devices to record stuff, iPhones and things like that. But yeah, I'm working on it, and it will be coming.
Cool.
Nice.
Good.
There's got a question here from Giomi. Will you add a thing that I can copy properties of a layer to another?
You can.
You already can do that.
Yep.
So what is that feature called, Javert, and how do you find it?
It's copy and paste attributes. So you can right-click on a layer, select copy, and then when you right-click on a different layer, there'll be an option that says paste attributes. And when you hit that, it'll give you options to actually check mark which attributes you want to copy. So you can do only position, only effects, or you can do all of them, and it'll put it on that layer.
That sounds awesome.
It does.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
I keep forgetting that that's there. That was done by Danny. Danny is one of our developers.
The legend.
I was like, Danny, we've got to do something, and he put that together, and it's awesome. So yeah, well done, Danny.
Good job. We got someone called The Hungry Dog Eats Sausages. Says, will you ever do a lava effect? We did a tutorial on caustics, right? Do you remember the Mike Miller?
There was the Mike Miller, yeah, that was for
tutorial. How far
water.
can you go with that
I don't know how you would do lava, because that is not water. It's very thick.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an object instead of a liquid. So that is something that we'd have to look into.
Yeah.
I saw an excellent video done by someone using Unreal Engine. I know this is different, but they're using a particle system in Unreal to make some really cool lava, and I was thinking of reaching out to that guy in terms of just because he's so awesome at doing stuff. But yeah, maybe we could talk to him about lava.
Yeah.
He did a really cool particle thing, and yeah, both the ground part of the lava and like it's sort of spitting bits of lava out. It was awesome.
Yeah, cool. That is awesome. Sweet. Oh, we got a good one here from VFX Todd. Says, what tutorials are coming? Well, we can't give away all the stuff that's incoming, but we've got some really cool stuff on the horizon.
Can we not even give like?
I could probably tell them next week's.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is the live Q&A. Next week, if you saw the Doctor Who trailer, the new one for season 11, I think. No, I don't remember. The first season with Jodie Whittaker. There is an effect where it's like kind of light, just kind of going around people's heads, and it's very fractally, and there's a lot of color and glow and light. Going to be trying to do that with fractal noise. So.
That sounds cool. Nice. I saw another tutorial that you guys were talking about that's been made by one of the community, I believe.
Yes.
That sort of is Avengers inspired, and that looked super awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess that's coming in the next few weeks.
Potentially. Yeah.
Potentially. No, it was a really great effect. Javert features in it because Javert.
Right.
And but yeah, it looked awesome. So that's coming too.
Very cool effect.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Let's hunt down some other questions. How do you add 3D models into your videos?
Ooh. Javert's doing some of this right now, in fact.
It's just how to add any 3D models?
Yeah, how to add 3D models.
I mean, if you search on our channel for any model tutorial, we pretty much show you. It's import 3D model, and then you can go through the whole texturing process, adding the textures, adding colors, and then some of them even go into lighting and compositing the models themselves. So if you just search for HitFilm 3D model, we have a bunch of them.
And the cool thing is that soon, although I'm probably not going to say this, you'll be able to do this in Express. So you can currently do it with an add-on, so you could get the 3D model add-on, but if you're just wanting to try it out, all of the add-ons are going to be exposed in Express in a few weeks' time in an update 9.1. That sounds right.
Yes.
That's something that's coming to 9.1. Nearly all of the plugin packs you can actually play with in like demo form within the software without having to go and buy them. So or download Pro. So you just be able to try that out in Express. Means you'll be able to follow all of our tutorials basically within Express without having to buy anything or do anything. You'll just be able to try them out inside that software. Won't have to go and get Pro. Super awesome. That's cool. Do it.
There's one that says, can Javert sing any Les Mis for us?
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that you know what Les Mis is. Most people don't make the connection between my name and that musical. No. I can't sing to save my life, and even though I know most of the lyrics...
I don't think this is true, Javert.
Let's find out.
I've seen it many times thanks to my parents, but no, I can't sing. Ollie.
That's so good.
Yeah, Ollie can sing.
Can he?
Ollie,
Josh can sing.
Ollie can really sing.
Josh beat
Ollie
me
is the pipes of...
Josh beat me at... what was the game?
He let me win. We were
Sing
playing
Star.
SingStar, and he
Bon
couldn't
Jovi.
let an old man go
So
down
good.
like a cowboy.
So good.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
he gave up at the end and let me creep
So
ahead.
good. So good. We'll have to do a
But
live.
who sung at the Christmas party, Ollie?
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't a karaoke party; it was just a regular
No,
party.
no. The DJ had a mic. So
Yeah.
what can you do?
Nothing.
Apart from grab it. Right. So what else have we got apart from so Javert? No, he's not going to be singing. Will HitFilm ever make its own version of OBS? I'm guessing of any kind of streaming type software.
We'd be interested to look at it. I think OBS is a really great solution that's out there and is free. It's free, isn't it?
OBS
Yes.
is
Yeah, it's
free. Yeah,
completely
Free open source.
Yeah.
So if we can bring something to them like that was new and interesting, and we can make it at an affordable price, which you have to do when there's free options out there, then it'd be something that we'd be pretty interested to do. But maybe making something that's compatible with OBS or something like that instead is a cool thing to do for titles and things like that.
Yeah. Is HitFilm Pro better on Mac OS or Windows? I don't know if we can say our stats, but it's the same. right?
It's a little, depends what you're doing.
True.
It depends what you're doing. So Macs punch above their weight. So if you were to be able to build a PC and a Mac with exactly the same stuff inside it, HitFilm, when it comes to 3D and stuff, will perform slightly better on the Mac, because on the Mac you'll be tending to use QuickTime, ProRes, and there's some sort of optimized stuff in there for doing that, and a bit of the compositing stuff is also optimized just through Mac's own drivers. They probably are doing stuff in their drivers to make Final Cut run fast, and it also benefits HitFilm. But you know, as we've proved in the office recently, for the price of, say you wanted to go out there and get an iMac Pro, you can build an absolute beast of a PC for the same kind of money, with more memory, more pretty much everything. And that's when you're talking big money. So yeah, even if you're talking like an iMac, you can again build a PC that will be significantly faster and more than make up for the differences just by going and building stuff, which is what we've done with Javert joining us here. So yeah, I mean, like for like, in terms of hardware, the Mac might be slightly faster, but like for like in terms of money, the PC will be massively faster.
Yes. Good call. Right, so we've got another question from Arjan Unleashed. He says, would you consider making some horror VFX? Which is something that I don't think we've
got an Annabelle creation poster up right across there.
We do.
Just looking at it.
Indeed. Yeah, it's not something we've really covered a lot of.
Well, we have a little bit of a worry about doing it, because a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff that's on the website, we don't want to make it go against any of the YouTube guidelines.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we're friendly to all people, and you know, a lot of people that use HitFilm are quite young, and they're, you know, mum and dad could walk into the room and go, "Why is Javert teaching my kid how to chop someone's head off?" You know, we don't want to do any of that. But maybe if we could do some zombie effects, or maybe something that's a little bit more fancy based. I know it's one we've had requested a lot, and I know Kirsty is also really keen on the horror side, so yeah, she would like us to do something maybe around Halloween.
Yeah, we could do a little Halloween special or something. There's a really cool effect that Film Riot did where Josh was like pushing a bullet out of his forehead. It was really like
sort of Wolverine
cool
style, I guess.
Yeah. So that could be kind of.
Are we going jerky on YouTube? Are we okay? Because it's looking like our performance is up and down all over the place. People okay?
It is lagging a little bit. Can you guys still hear us?
I don't see any.
Let's do another little speed test.
No, I think it's.
Yeah. We're not jerky.
No.
We are jerky. Well, that's not good.
Video output low.
Video output low. Well, something's strange.
Sorry, guys. It's not. We don't mean to. It's not us.
Kirsty.
It looks like speed-wise doesn't look.
I wonder if we're uploading stuff due to work. What's the upload looking like? It should be enough.
A little though.
I'll ask
But it's 3. Yeah, it should be enough. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's getting all funky. Is it
we're uploading
choppy,
anything at the
like,
moment?
audio's fine.
Audio's fine. If the audio's fine, we can power through.
Yes, we do have quite a fast internet connection, but there's like 20 people here that are all using it, and who knows, they might be up. I think someone is uploading a 10 gigabyte file. I heard rumours.
Legend has it.
Yeah.
Should we continue with some other questions while that's happening?
I
If
mean,
guys can still hear us.
Yeah, it's.
Let's give it a go. We'll keep going. Someone says, and this is a cool idea. So, how about doing a slow-mo bullet effect? It's funny you mentioned that actually, because recently in our most recent staff lunch thing, where we get together and look at people's projects and whatnot, someone had actually created a kind of slow-mo bullet coming out of a gun, firing at someone. And it's quite an interesting shot, and it looked like it was quite intricate to put together. So I'm not sure what we could do to maybe look into doing that, or maybe it could be like a Matrixy kind of.
And that's cool.
You know.
I think
slow-mo
the
bullet
Matrixy
effect.
thing. People used to do it all the time, but when they didn't have like necessarily 3D stuff, I think we could look to do it. We could get a gimbal. We could do some like slow-mo stuff and like whip the gimbal around the person, have the bullet. I think the thing that people most often do wrong with this effect is they get too close to the bullet, so it ends up like they zoom right into the bullet because they think, cool, I've got a 3D bullet. But then you end up with what, you know, it looks like you're playing Super Mario or something, and you've got this massive bullet in the center of the screen, and you lose all context. The cool thing about the effect is being able to see the bullet in the context of what's going on.
Yeah,
you know, with all those old bullet time effects, which was actually not the bullet, it was the camera going round, which was bullet time, where you would have a wider aspect on it. So yeah, if you try and do a wider aspect.
We should like recreate the scene where Neo's standing in the corridor and then just stops all the bullets in front of him.
Oh yeah. That's
Like,
probably not
slow
too
down.
hard.
That'd be doable.
Javert?
Yeah. Next week.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Can do that.
That'd be interesting.
After Corridor Digital have just done their really cool Matrix homage.
Oh, is that the
yeah.
like it's in beta? Or something?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
video
yeah.
game of the Matrix.
access,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and
Yeah.
if you die in it, you die in real life.
Right.
Yeah. He's
but
like, what the hell?
the effects in it are awesome. So if you haven't checked that out, Corridor Digital's channel, they did one of the funniest recent videos, I think. It's cool.
And Frost Drive says, "Where's Kirsty? She's my fave."
She's everybody's favourite, to be honest, which is why
just over
we
there.
hold her back so that, you know, she's not in everyone. We don't want to spoil everyone. So yeah, Kirsty will be back. She's
There you
actually about to go on holiday tomorrow, which is very nice for her. If only we were all doing it. I'm going on holiday
Wait a
tomorrow.
minute.
So.
Let's see. Also, will you add a keying feature that is not only red, green, or blue?
We
to
do.
Film Express.
The hue and RGB key effect can do any color you pick
The Chroma key can as well.
if you get the add-on.
Oh yeah, if
For
you get the
Express.
add-on for Express, the Chroma key, that is an add-on, isn't it, for Express?
Yes, I don't remember which pack though.
Yeah, the Chroma key, which is part of Pro and an add-on for Express, is much better than the color difference key. It's like one of our best pieces of technology, and will be updated in the next year or so as well, because we've made some updates to it. I say year or so, it'll be less than that, but yeah, we might have done some updates for it for another product that might need chroma keying. I don't know what that could be, but like sometimes
Who
people
knows?
take photographs against green, and they want to cut them out. I mean, that could be something that would be useful to
Kirsty's
people.
wrong.
I like mentioning things.
Yeah.
Imagine I'm going to get a t-shirt that says that. Josh mentions
I like
things.
mentioning things. Nick Tack says, "Is there a way of locking a layer to prevent inadvertently messing it up?"
We hear you on
Yes,
the locking layers.
that's,
Guys, we do.
I think, we get that one fairly regularly in the old request. Stream.
I would be surprised if this didn't happen before too long. We've got some much bigger, cooler things coming soon, but we know you guys want the locking layers. We're thinking locking layers, locking clips, all sorts of things. And I know Danny, the previously mentioned developer, who did the cool copy and paste attribute stuff, he is incredibly keen on the locking stuff. In fact, I'm surprised he hasn't run through here already and said, "Do the lock!" But yeah, it'll probably happen. What are we pointing out over there?
Well, we've got a comment, not a question, but it says, "We need some 3D effects for text."
Ah,
So that's a
3D effects for text. Why? If only we were developing or had developed something that did that. We actually have multiple
Who knows?
versions of doing this. So there is the geometry effects, which is an add-on for Express, right? Or are they in there? The geometry effects for Express are really, really cool. So you can just write any text, and then you can bevel, extrude, and do stuff. And we're going to be working on that a lot over the next year.
I think Extrude might be in Express. There's one or two
Yeah.
geometry effects that are in Express, and then the rest are add-ons.
So,
So just go into the folder and see which are there. I don't remember which ones they are though.
And at the moment, you can just drag those onto text elements that you create, and that's super cool. Not the text filter, but the regular text in the viewer type stuff. But we're also potentially working. Well, we like the idea of a text or just an effect that you can apply to any alpha channeled layer that does really cool stuff like ray tracing things and really cool effects. So yeah. I haven't got my glasses on, I can't read that.
cool. I'm going to speed up with questions and be more brutal. Let's have a look. I've got this one lined up for Javert specifically because I think we've all answered it before. But it says, "What is your favorite effect in HitFilm Pro?" Javert?
For a few years, it has been the particle simulator,
Yeah.
just because I've learned it really well, and you can do almost anything with it. And there's so much customization that you can do, and just you can change it for any sort of effect that you need. And I at this point, I just kind of know how it works, which is great. But you just throw it on and you change it to fit your scene, and it's done.
Yeah.
I think we're hoping over the next year, now that Javert is here to advise us, that we will do some modifications to the particle simulator to try and make it easier to use. Because we know, like, if you're a pro like Javert, you can get some good stuff out of it. But if you're not, then it can maybe is a bit complicated. So we're going to work on simplifying it for when you're doing simple things, while keeping the power there for your bigger, beefier stuff.
Cool. Got another question. Noel BG Thomas says, where can I get some awesome stock sounds?
Wow.
A good question.
Where do you download your sounds from, Javert?
Sounds, I start with freesound.org because it's free. When I need
I'm
more
my favorite
stuff,
price.
it depends, because most of the stuff that I do is like motion graphic title sort of, flashy stuff. So I usually use Motion Pulse from Video Copilot. I bought that on a sale, and that has been very useful.
I think that the issue here is there are places where you can get free sounds, you get free images, and you can get free stuff that's good, but often you do get what you pay for. So a lot of the stuff that Film Riot or Triune have put together, they are filmmakers. They know what people want, and I think they offer a really good price.
Yeah.
Be really happy to use their stuff. If it's music, I would check out Filmstro. Filmstro is a subscription thing, but you actually have control over the music and you can edit it while you're doing stuff. We really love what those guys are doing as well. If it's stock, then yeah, it can get expensive, but no one's more reasonable than Action VFX. Those guys over there do a great job. It's for you. And yeah, they do a fantastic job with that. So while you can find free stuff, I use Unsplash for images as well to go and get stuff. Really great images, and they are free, but you give credit where it's due, I guess, actually, because the images are great. But yeah, it's try and find free stuff, but sometimes really small amounts of money allow you to get really great stuff, and there are people out there doing wonderful work.
Yeah.
I think it's for you, Ollie.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of places that do like good free stuff, but yeah, money goes.
Yeah,
a
we
long
used to
way.
have some free sound effects on our website. I don't know what happened to those. Like lightsabers and stuff. Maybe they're still around.
Maybe.
Somewhere. Dig
Try
around.
and dig them out, yeah. So we've got a question here. Is it possible to edit in 4K on HitFilm Express, and what kind of hardware do you guys recommend for it? Yes, it is possible to edit up to 4K in HitFilm Express.
We should stipulate that's 4K UHD, which is not 4K cinema or DCI. So it is 3840 by 2160. You can do that inside Express. But if you're actually using some higher end camera that might do 4096 4K, then you would need Pro for that. Hardware-wise, I think it depends what codec you're using. We find the ProRes and Cineform work very well inside HitFilm. We would probably advise those for doing 4K work, and then just downscaling the viewer. When it comes to the various flavors of MP4, some of those perform better than others. But before too long, there may be a very significant update that would mean that it would run faster for doing all sorts of things. Maybe 6 times faster in some cases. And if you were to want to be one of those cases, then we would recommend a very nice, powerful NVIDIA GPU on your PC. But we will be making it faster for everyone. So if you haven't got that, it's going to work out anyway. But we've seen some great improvements on stuff that we'll be doing in the near future on things like with 4 gigabytes of video memory, 1060, 1070, 1080, that kind of stuff.
There you go. So we got a couple of questions here. I'll start with this one, and I'm definitely not sure of the answer here myself. Any chance of a native 3D camera tracker anytime?
3D camera tracker native.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yes, there is a chance. We have like a list, 10,000 items long of things that we'd like to do for HitFilm. 3D camera tracker, we have some stuff, but it's kind of the semi-distant horizon at the moment. But we know this is important. I mean, Javert really wants one of these right now for something he's working on.
Yep.
But if we do it, we'd want to do it really well. So we'd want to, find something made by, one of the best people in the industry and incorporate that with what we're doing. So yeah, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it well.
Yeah. There you go. So ACG Scott asks, how do I update my HitFilm Express to the newer version? I have the 2017 version still. So there are a couple of ways of doing it. If you go to fxhome.com/express/what's-new, you'll be taken to a list of the most recent updates, and you can just download 9.0. Is it? That's just
Yes.
Yeah. 9.0 that's just been released.
It's so bad because in here we're thinking about 10 and like 10.1.
Yeah. So get the right number. Oh god. And then you can also just go to the Express page and click underneath the icon, like the logo of the software, and it says.
I have a video about it recently.
Updates, I think.
You have a video about it?
The how to get HitFilm Express. It was a couple of weeks ago.
There you go.
But yeah, I walk you through the process of registering and signing in and then activating it. So just check that out.
Just make sure that if you do own some packs already, that you do it through your current account. You don't go and sign up under a different email and everything, because then you won't take your packs with you. But if you do it the proper way, which should hopefully be pretty simple, you'll keep all your stuff. So yeah.
So we've got a question here saying, what about building collapse effects inside HitFilm? That's more. It's probably more to do with like a 3D modeling package rather than something that you'll be able to do.
Yeah,
inside
a whole
HitFilm.
building collapse is probably out of the range of what HitFilm can do, unless you animate it and then import into HitFilm for compositing.
Yeah.
HitFilm is not going to be able to render a building collapsing and being destroyed and all that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in a distance, there's probably ways that you could do it, and like all visual effects, you'd probably disguise it with a bit of smoke and dust and things like that. And you could probably do that by slicing up the building yourself and sort of having it tip away in 3D planes and stuff like that. But if you're going to get anywhere up close and personal with that building, there are things where, like in the Avengers, where the creatures are flying around and they're knocking into skyscrapers and doing stuff. Anything like that, you need to go into like a full 3D pipeline to make it look really, really amazing.
Yeah.
It's a big ask to do that and make it look good. But you could.
There are ways to do it outside.
You could animate it in Blender, or ask someone else to animate it in Blender, and then bring in the Alembic file and actually have walls dropping down, and then reuse those walls and kind of comp it all together. But yeah, knock down a real building. That's the best way.
Yeah. It's the most realistic effect.
That's what they do in Mission Impossible.
I need to see that.
It was so good.
I know.
It was my
I'm
favorite
surprised
action.
you think it's so good. Like,
honestly,
I was so excited for it.
Yeah.
I get excited for films, and nearly every single
Always
time
disappointed.
I'm kind of okay to let down.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible, it delivered. It really
So
did
good.
deliver.
It's getting me hyped for it. We've got a question here. Can you do morphing transitions in HitFilm Express? We actually did a morph effect in HitFilm Express 3 months ago with Tobias from Surface Studio. If that's the kind of morphing effect you're after, if you just type in HitFilm morph effect, then you'll be able to find that tutorial. Give it a watch. If it's not quite what you're after, comment on one of the videos, on that video even. Send me a link to like the effect you'd like to see specifically. If you've got a clip that we can check out, that's always really handy, and we can look into it for sure. That's
cool.
The best way to do it. Was HitFilm used to create scenes on professional TV shows?
It has been used mainly for elements, but you'd see this in everything. So it's been used in some films. It's been used in. I've got some on the wall somewhere. The Hangover and Salt, ones that we know that it was used in for certain elements, and we know it's used in previs and in stuff like that for a load of different TV shows. So yeah, it is used. It's used like all things in the industry. It's used when it's the right tool for the job. So when you want to do some particle system stuff, or do a quick comp of 3D stuff, or just to build something rapidly to show off to other people in terms of what they're going to get, HitFilm is the right tool for the job. After Effects is sometimes the right tool for the job, but then Nuke is going to be definitely the right tool for the job once you get to a really high-end level. But the thing is, when you look at Nuke and you look at the really high-end stuff, it's not really the equivalent to HitFilm. HitFilm's an editor, and it's visual effects. It's much more akin to Premiere and After Effects. But even then, After Effects is used sparingly at the high end. What you'll really get into then is fully dedicated 3D workflows where you have a bunch of visual effects artists. They'll have They'll have a different 3D product that they're using to even the renderer that they're using. They might use different renderers for different stuff that they're doing inside a film that will then be comped by different artists in different products again. Not only Nuke, but there'll be people using other tools like Houdini and Silhouette and all sorts of other stuff to put things together. So people use it when it's the right tool. It's very different at the pro end and particularly at the cinematic end to how it is at the general sort of prosumer end. So yeah, they tend to have every tool under the sun and a specialist on every single tool as well.
Cool.
But HitFilm still does get used, which is cool.
Yay. Got a question saying, would you consider hosting a film festival for folks using HitFilm? I think we may have talked about this briefly in the past. It's a really cool idea.
I don't think we'd limit it to people using HitFilm as well. You know, HitFilm is a tool, it's part of being creative, and the main thing I think we're about, especially on our YouTube channel, is just being creative. So whether you're using HitFilm on its own or HitFilm with every other piece of software under the sun, or you're just a user of other software that's interested in filmmaking,
Yeah.
I think we'd open it up everywhere.
That'd be cool.
But of course we love the HitFilm users the most.
Yeah. There's a question coming from Cookie Motion Graphics saying, more new motion graphic tools anytime soon? Just like that.
Yes, but what would be the ones you would want the most?
Yeah.
This is the question. So yeah, we would love to talk more to motion graphics artists about the kind of things that they want the most. So we do that, but it's always great to get actual like feedback about the things that you want, what's going to speed up your workflow.
Yeah,
all
the
those things.
specifics. Or like, yeah.
Tell us, we might add it.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a ton of different ways to get in contact with us. So yeah, even just on YouTube, I'll find the comments. So. Let's have a...
We really do read everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like everything.
Definitely. Ooh.
Kirsty says there's 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left. Get your questions in now. Green screen compositing top tips. That's a good one.
Match the foreground subject in terms of the lighting to the background.
Yeah.
If your background has the sun in it, your foreground subject, if it's a person, should be backlit. If the sun is on the other side of the camera and it's facing towards the subject, your subject should have a light on their faces.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I would say evenly lighting your green screen. Even when you don't think it's going to be an issue, people move their hands around and all sorts of things. And if you have a bad area on your green screen, like a shadow, that's going to be a problem. Also, try and get some separation between the subject and the green screen. Don't have them standing right next to it. It only makes it worse, particularly if you can backlight them in any kind of way. Anything that's going to separate them from the green screen. And, you know, if your character can have neat hair rather than crazy straggly hair, then go with that. Because, you know, if everyone looks like Doc Brown in Back to the Future, no one is going to understand that reference. And their hair is like... Psh, everywhere, then that's going to green screen fairly poorly and be a harder effort, especially white hair. The green goes straight through it. But yeah, if they can have nice dark hair like Javert and keep it nice and neat, it's going to green screen like a dream.
Yep.
There we go. There are loads of questions, guys. This is awesome. Keep it up, because it's better to have, you know.
Someone's asking where my beard is because you guys have them.
Oh.
We can't have us all the same.
Looks like I've stolen them, like yours or something.
If you're waiting for me to get a beard, you're going to be waiting a few years because my dad did not get his until he's like 27.
Wow.
So, and I'm 20. I'm going to be 22.
You
So it's
can
going to
do
be a
it.
few years. Yeah. Just try harder.
When it happens,
You can do it.
Yeah.
Just try harder.
It's just suddenly just going to go overnight.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. That'll be great.
So it'll be a while before I can.
You don't have to have a beard to appear on this channel, but it does help. No. The beard ratio has got too great now, so I will duck out soon and not be in it so much, you know.
And I'll just keep growing mine.
Yeah.
It's good. Cool.
Ollie's going full ZZ Top over there. Again, nobody's going to get that reference. Obviously.
Would you consider a Houdini plugin for HitFilm Pro?
Houdini's like ultra high end.
Yeah.
You know, we would consider all of these things, and we love working with the highest end people in the industry, which we commonly do, but we love working with them because, you know, they're the highest end people in the industry, and that's why, you know, we work with the guys over at Mocha. They make a tool that's used in every single feature film, uses Mocha at some point for something. But yeah, sure, if there was people interested in it, then we'd love to work on it. But yeah, you know, you've got to make sure that it's a good use of our time, because we have a very small team, not a lot of time, and an awful lot to do.
Someone did ask how many people work here. It's less than 20. So
There you go.
In the office, I think overall now, actually, we've gone over 20.
have you?
Yeah, if you count the people outside of the office as well, I think.
Oh, okay, true. Yeah.
I think it's like 21. It might be more than that soon. It might be like 25. Who knows?
Oh damn! Red Alert's in the chat.
Red alert!
Hey, there he is. Someone just says compositing a car chase.
What, the entire
yes.
chase?
Yeah.
No, you do that practically.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be intense.
Do that whole thing. Do the streets and the cars. And
Everything that you can do practically, you should do practically.
Yeah.
Visual effects
Makes it, yeah.
are
And to complement.
complement what's going on, not
Supplement.
be entirely what you do. Unless it's a lightsaber, in which case, I mean, what you're going to do.
Yeah, that is true.
There's a Harry Potter short film in the future? Question mark. I mean, with Fantastic Beasts coming out later this year, that is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something with Fantastic
Yeah.
Beasts.
I literally can't think of anything I'd rather do, other than right now make Mission Impossible, because it's so good. But other than that...
I think a Harry Potter type thing would be really cool. I was just thinking about when they, I don't know what spell it is, but when they teleport and they go,
Apparate.
yeah, when they apparate, that
that would be super.
so
I think we could do
possible,
more
right?
than one. I think, you know, if it
That'd
was
be
like
so
a
possible.
shorter version of Assemble,
Yeah.
where there was like, you know, doing a few of the different effects.
Masterclass.
Yeah, masterclass. You know, you can be on a broom. You can do the spitty one thing where it all goes everywhere, and do them doing the which they do loads in Fantastic Beasts compared to normal Harry Potter. It's like
the trailer's
like,
full of it, isn't it?
Oh, I left my shoe over there.
Just apparate everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty
we
cool.
had to get permission from Kirsty. Right into Kirsty and tell her that this is something you want. Kirsty loves Harry Potter. She's convinced.
Oh yeah.
She's not looking
She's
at
not
me. Yeah, she's not.
Any plans for updating the 3D modeling engine?
Yes.
That's Zach Allen Productions.
Hey,
Zach?
nice work.
Yeah.
We can't say what it is, but
Yeah.
nice work.
Yeah.
Secrets.
Yeah.
There are definitely plans to do all sorts of things on the 3D side. We're looking at sort of the actual like 3D pipeline inside the software and improving quality and improving visual quality mainly. But we're also looking at speeding things up. A lot of our work over the next year will be about you guys getting more performance out of the hardware that you've already got, and then if you need more performance, about making sure that we can make more use of things that you do buy to make your computer faster, make sure that HitFilm uses all the resources available to it.
Oh yeah. Someone says who programs HitFilm?
I did it all
And-
by myself last weekend.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. There's a team.
group effort. 5 minutes, guys.
5 minutes. We should have a countdown on this.
Yeah.
There's a fantastic team, and where do you find them? You find them here in the Irish Times. I don't know. Yeah. They're kind of back there. Can they see the brick wall over here?
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
They're behind the brick wall. They're not bricked in,
Yeah.
but they are behind a brick wall. There's the team there. There's some people outside of the office as well that work on it. But we have like probably the most skilled programming team in the whole of the UK.
Yeah.
I can't back that up with any stats, but I'm pretty sure of it. So yeah.
Yeah. Will you make any assets like houses, etc., to use in the background when doing anything? I don't think we've got any plans to make our own.
I think
kind
it's
of
most likely to be
bespoke
coincidental,
assets,
isn't
but
it?
yeah.
To an onboarding type process
Yeah.
like Assemble, we might make some assets then, but there's people doing better stuff.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people making 3D assets if that's what you're after, or solid 2D things that you could use with the projector and
Yeah.
makeup scenes and stuff like that. It's not really kind of our area of expertise.
Yeah, but it's
But
worth
there's a
looking
lot
at a
of-
lot of the stuff you can buy for Unity and Unreal now.
Good old Unity.
Because loads of those places have really good game optimized models, and as long as they're like OBJs and stuff, and you can import them in, they're probably going to perform really well in HitFilm. So yeah, the Unity store and anything that's doing like video game assets, rather than the traditional place that you might look, which is just general 3D for use in Cinema 4D and stuff. You've got to remember when you get stuff for Cinema 4D, it's intending that you're going to sit there and render it for hours and hours and hours and hours, and people don't want to do that in HitFilm. So maybe look more down the game end of the spectrum, and the Unity store and stuff like that will have assets on there that, you know, they can run at 60 frames a second in a video game. So, you know, HitFilm's going to find them much more trivial to render. So, yeah, I look at those places.
Cool. Oh, crikey, there's a lot of bits and bobs coming in. Can you do green screen camera tracking using tracking markers? If so, can you do a tutorial?
We could. We just haven't had a use for it yet. We haven't done an effect that requires that.
Yeah, I think the plan with Halo Jump, if I'm
Yeah,
not
we-
wrong,
we
there
did
was
do
meant
it-
to be some tracking.
Yeah, we did
markers.
place tracking markers for Halo Jump. We went into the big Ember blue screen and we put a bunch of markers everywhere just in case we had to track, but we didn't end up using it.
Yeah,
So,
I
just
think
depends on the
it will
effect.
probably come up in something that we do in the future for something like an onboarding. But yeah, it would be really cool if we had like a really, really amazing 3D camera tracker in the software by then. But if we until we do, Synthesize is a great product to check out. He's a really talented programmer, the guy behind it. I know he's pretty awesome on his support in getting back to people. I don't think anyone in the world knows more, one person knows more about 3D camera tracking than he does. So yeah, check out the Synthesize software. It's a little bit expensive maybe compared to a lot of the products that people might be using, but it's worth it because he's doing great work and it's really good at camera tracking. So yeah.
Sweet. So we're going to take a few more questions, guys. So get ready. We've got one here saying, new to the software, is Boris software compatible with HitFilm? Yeah, there is an add-on pack that you can get for HitFilm Express that's Boris 3D Objects, which is a titling add-on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And then you obviously get that by default with Pro as well.
With
So-
Pro, we support loads of OFX plugins, and I imagine some of Boris's come in there as well. But in fact, I'm pretty sure that they do. But yeah, we also do include Boris 3D Objects with HitFilm Pro and as an add-on for Express. And we really love those guys over there. Boris himself is always fantastic. We meet up with him as often as we can. But the team in Imagineer that are now part of Boris as well, they're all good friends. And yeah, get their stuff. It's great.
Sweet. We've got a question here. Why can't you use keyframes outside of composite shots?
You can.
There you go.
Yeah, there's
Make sure you get
in the controls panel at the top. There's a little thing that looks like two rectangles side by side. If you click on that, it will actually open up the entire animation timeline feature like you have in a composite shot right in the editor. That is in Express now, isn't it? Yeah, so that's right there.
Make sure you got the latest version.
Yeah,
of
that
the software,
2017
because,
doesn't have that, but it
no,
does now. You can
yeah.
do all your animating. There's more features in the composite shot, like 3D and motion blur and all those kind of things. But there, you can do all of this inside the editor now. It's super cool. So yeah, you can do it.
I'm going to take two more questions, guys. One here. There's a new version of Ignite Express. Well, Ignite Express is still, and Ignite Pro, they're being worked on. There is updates on the way. So
Well, Pro is up to date and will continue to be updated. Express, we will update at some point. We're working. It's not that we're not working on it. We're working on it the whole time, but we need to work out exactly how we can make that a good product for everyone that's using it. It has tens of thousands of users, but it's nowhere near as popular as HitFilm Express itself. So we're going to look at that to make it even better in the next version, because we made loads of new plugins for Ignite Pro. So yeah, we will be working on it, but it's a little bit behind because we have so many things to do and such a small team. But we will work on it.
there we go. And I'm going to take two more questions because one's really quick. From Figa, he said, it's 35 degrees in Poland. What's your temperature? It's pretty hot.
It's somewhere a bit lower than that, but it's
Yeah.
It's 84 Fahrenheit. I don't know, Celsius. 29.
29 Celsius. There we go. Hot.
I think it's a little. It's definitely
Feels cooler than that,
humid and
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, and one more question, which is, what are your favourite films that HitFilm users have gone on to make?
Gone on to make.
Yeah.
I'll let
Yeah.
you guys go first. I'm going to think about it.
Browse
Look
the
around.
posters. That is a good question. Assemble? No.
Who's the actor in that? He was,
yeah,
he was handsome.
this guy. Out of all the ones that I can think of, or that are
Rogue One or Force Awakens?
located around
Both.
the office,
There's a bit
I
of
think
both.
Wonder Woman. I'm not sure who was. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure who was involved in
Chris
that.
Gowan.
There you go. That was
Chris
awesome.
Gowan's awesome.
I really like that film. I thought that was.
I would say Wonder Woman, but
pretty good
also
one.
Rogue One and Force Awakens. I don't know who it is either, but We have the
Actually,
posters up.
Force Awakens was a couple of our guys worked on the compositing and visual effects on that. And then, Wonder Woman, a couple of people as well worked on that. In fact, there's a couple of people in all of those films, but Chris Cowan has been doing really, really well and working on everything cool. I think, it's hard for me to say because I love the big feature stuff. So I love going, I went and saw Solo, which was a film that, like, some parts I didn't like, but all the stuff I did like, I know Chris Cowan was involved in it. He was really highly credited and he did really great stuff in it. But like Wonder Woman as well, the end of Rogue One with Darth Vader chopping people up, that's all really cool. But I still am in love with the stuff that Corridor Digital do. I can't.
Yes.
I enjoy it just as much as the stuff I go and see on the big screen because the way that they are just striving their own path and supporting, the people that they've built up around them, like Ren and the rest of the team there, who also have that like real genuine feeling for just wanting to make really cool stuff and do it their way, and how they tell a story and get you involved in it and get you laughing in such a short period of time. I mean, I would love to be able to do that if I was a filmmaker. So yeah, I think for me, my favourite stuff is still Corridor Digital, but there's so many of our users that have gone on and done, sort of B-level movies with like some of the best action that you've ever seen. We've got users that go on to do scoring of films and stuff like that. So yeah, it's probably the same films that you guys have mentioned, but just every week going back to the Corridor Digital channel and seeing, Sam and Nico's like spirit coming through and what they do.
Yeah.
As they get older, they're just making better and better stuff anyway. So yeah, I love all of that.
They've been releasing a lot of cool stuff recently with the.
Yeah, because they were busy off doing other projects, and now they're back on their YouTube,
thing.
and it's just, it's classic Sam and Nico, and I think they're my favourite filmmakers in the world, really. So yeah,
cool. Yeah. So there we go. I think we're going to call it there, guys. But thank you ever so much for joining us once again for another HitFilm Live Q&A.
We might have a new studio by next time.
Yeah, we may well do.
New setup, none of the technical issues.
Someone asked about the schedule for the live Q&As. We try to do one a month. The best way to find out about the live Q&As is to go and follow us on social media, because we'll let you guys know about the next one then, and we'll give you a couple of days notice so that you can.
They might be more often in the
get
future.
Involved. They may well be more.
I know
often in the future as well.
there's rumours in the air that we might do more content on social media than we do now. So
some more live type stuff. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Thank you for your questions. They've been awesome.
We've got Javert. Do you see?
Javert's
here.
This guy. He's actually here. Oh my god. Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
See you guys.